accidentally dropped my boyfriend's senior dog. Now things are awkward.
Yeah, I'd feel pretty awkward if I just unalived a senior dog.
I don't think it's dead.
I probably is.
I, 21 female, have been seeing my boyfriend, 25 male, for a little over 2 months. In our culture, we don't move out from our parents' house until we get married. It's hard to hang out at each other's houses as a result, so we don't usually do that. By the way, this comes from Puzzle-Headed Egg 9249. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, his parents are on vacation, and he invited me over after work. I came over and was greeted by his cute little dog, Scotty. I myself have never had a dog in my life, and I have a few family members who have dogs, but mostly big dogs, while Scotty is a small dog. I do, however, have 2 cats, and that's really my only experience with having pets. Needless to say, I don't have much experience with dogs, and more specifically, small dogs. This is all relevant, I swear. I walked in, and Scotty started barking, and my boyfriend said to ignore it, but he only barked twice and immediately came over to me and started sniffing me. I was petting him, and he was resting his head on my leg and seemed to be really enjoying it. My boyfriend was honestly kind of shocked and expected Scotty to bark more and didn't expect him to be so welcoming. Anyway, I asked my boyfriend if I could hold Scotty because I didn't want to just pick him up if he didn't like being held. My boyfriend said that he probably won't let me, so I was like, cool. But then he picked him up and put him in my arms.
Oh, interesting.
He was like, he probably won't like it. Here.
Yeah, what?
He's just trying to set you up to fail, man.
It really is.
He's like, I don't want this dog anymore. Take it. I told him right away it's okay and to take him back if he doesn't like it. But my boyfriend kind of insisted and was like, no, he likes you. It's fine.
He's trying to like frame OP.
Literally, he's like, this dog is so old. Take it. He loves being held.
You want to hold him, right?
Hold him. Hold Scotty. And the dog's like, it's like one of those little white crusty dogs. I'm just like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. After like 5 seconds, Scotty started squirming in my arms. I see you.
Uh-oh.
Now, when my cats do this, it means they want to be put down immediately.
Makes sense.
Again, I don't have much experience with small dogs, like I mentioned before, and just assumed to do the same thing I always do with my cats when they start doing that. I simply moved my hand from underneath them and let them jump out of my arms.
Yeah, different. It's
Not
different.
right. I did this exact same thing with Scotty, and unfortunately, he fell on his side, I believe, and immediately started crying or making some noise that was obviously expressing discomfort. Did you break this little dog's leg?
Yeah, how long did the crying go on for?
I'm trying to imagine. Can I have an animal, like a stuffed animal, please?
Here you go.
That's what I'm imagining. So you're the boyfriend.
Okay.
Hand this to me.
Yeah, he probably won't like
I hold him?
being held. Oh wait, you go first.
Can I hold him?
He probably won't like it, but here you go.
Okay.
and then he does this on the ground.
Yeah, exactly that.
And he's sad.
Yeah. I immediately started apologizing because it would never, ever be my intention to hurt anyone, especially not my boyfriend's dog. I honestly started panicking because I'm tall, and that was a pretty big fall for such a small little dog. My boyfriend is in veterinarian school and immediately, you know what? That's good.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the vet. Vets are so expensive. And immediately looked worried, which made me start to freak out and ask him if he was okay. My boyfriend was just like, give me a minute. And for the next 20 minutes, I just sat there silently while he was checking out his dog. He's just like, give me a minute.
Give her space, people.
He's not breathing. I literally had no idea what to do, say anything. I felt like I had done enough at that point and just wanted to let him do his thing. But I just felt so awful that every few minutes I just kept apologizing. After 20 minutes, my boyfriend said that he was probably going to need to spend the rest of the night looking after him to make sure he was okay. So then I said, I completely understand, and got my stuff and started to leave. He said I could stay a little longer if I wanted to, but I said, no, girl, and that I just wanted to go home and leave him alone. I understand that she probably feels like super guilty.
Oh, yeah.
But it probably would have looked better if you stayed. Like it probably wouldn't have been awkward in the long run if you had been like, oh my God, I'm literally so sorry.
Stay to like keep
and like
him
help
or something.
him out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I could understand wanting to get out of there though.
Yeah. But she's like
I just need to leave. I can't break any other dogs.
I literally don't know what to do and cried the whole way home and still am right now. What can I even do to make this right? I can't take back what I did, which is what I wish I could. I would have never, ever done that on purpose and genuinely believe that he would just jump out of my arms like my cats do. I never thought he would just fall. Literally imagining this dog just being like, "Arr!"
That was like perfect.
That really was. Oh gosh.
I'm assuming this dog is fine, which is why I'm making more jokes about it. And she's just so concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Like what if Scotty has a concussion or a broken leg or something worse and he's permanently injured because of me?
Dude,
girl?
dogs can't get concussions.
I don't know if that's true.
Concussions are a new thing for humans.
What?
It came out like 50 years ago.
It came out.
It's a new trend.
When we unlocked
It's all
concussions.
the rage.
Yeah, everyone gets concussion nowadays.
Yeah, it's an evolutionary thing.
I literally don't know if I could forgive myself. I just feel like a horrible person, and I don't know what to even say to my boyfriend at this point, so I'm giving him space. Someone please give me advice on what to do. How can I make this better? Is that even possible at this point? I'm genuinely so remorseful and feel like such an idiot for doing that. I just wish I would have gently let him down instead of letting him jump. And I literally feel so freaking awful. I can't stop thinking about it. Oh, girl. Is my boyfriend going to hate me now and break up with me? There's just so much running through my brain and I don't know who else to turn to right now. Any advice is greatly appreciated.
Oh, man.
There is an update.
Oh, really?
I know exactly what you need to do, but do you know?
Well, I don't know what to do, but I just don't think that the boyfriend's gonna break up over this.
Girl, unless his dog is dead, you're fine. You text him, you say, hey, sorry I had to leave. I felt so bad. Truly.
Yeah.
You know, I've only had cats around. I don't know why I thought that would work with your dog.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
How's your dog feeling? How's Scotty feeling?
Yeah.
Let me know if I need to like help out with any vet bills if he's injured. Truly super sorry.
Yeah. Maybe come over with some treats.
Yeah.
Doggy treats.
And say like, literally repeat that, fix it up a little bit. You're fine.
Yeah.
There is an update, folks. Let's get into it. My boyfriend, 25 male, texted me, 21 female, the night this all happened, saying that he understands and that accidents happen and we could still hang out the next day. So obviously I assumed that things were okay and I was looking forward to see him. The next day came around and the first thing I did when I woke up was text him and ask about how little Scotty was doing. He was at work, so it took him a little while to respond, which is completely understandable. He said better, still in some pain. I apologized again and said that I was glad he was doing better. A few hours later, I was at the grocery store getting a few things and decided to get Scotty a toy because I had felt bad about the situation. I texted him again and said that I bought Scotty a toy and couldn't wait to give it to him. He has still not replied to my previous text when I apologized again, but again, he was at work, so no biggie. I assumed when he got out, he would reply to both of my texts. About 3 hours later, he texted me saying, there's not much else to say. Okay, well now, no acknowledgement of the text I sent him about the toy, no confirming if we were still going to hang out. He's the one who said we would hang out the night before. Literally nothing. Obviously, I was a little baffled because I couldn't believe that that's all he had to say. I thought he'd at least even acknowledge the text about the toy. Like, I don't know, at least something a little more than, there's not much else to say. At this point, I really didn't know what else to do. I apologized profusely as many times as I could, offered to pay for vet bills if necessary.
There you go.
Bought him a toy, checked up on him, literally everything that I thought would help the situation, I did. And it seemed like he was more mad at me than even right after it initially happened.
Interesting.
You did everything you could at that point, and if he's still like, I'm gonna break up with her over this, a little silly. A
Yeah.
little silly.
I also too. I wonder if it's the kind of thing where it's like, since you keep bringing it up, he's like, you know what? Yeah. I am. You should be sorry
upset about this.
Sometimes, like,
Yeah.
that
The more you bring it
happens.
up, the more they're like, okay.
like
bringing it
maybe
up.
I should actually be really upset about this, and then
Yeah.
they become that.
Yeah.
So I wonder if her, like, because I mean, at a
Yeah.
certain point, there isn't much else you could say. Just like, yeah, it's just some pain. And then you're just like, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then if you're expecting something in return, it's like,
Yeah, like what else
don't
do
know what
you
to
need
say
him
to that.
say?
anymore. Yeah.
At this point, I just texted him back, okay, I'm sorry again and wish this never happened. I'm just giving you space at this point because I don't know what else to do. Just reach out to me if and when you want to talk to me again. He texted me thank you, and that was literally it. This was 2 days ago at 4:30 p.m. He didn't talk to me all day yesterday and hasn't spoken to me today either. Literally not one word. Girl. By the way, you can listen to us all day if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime for full episodes of stories just like this. But there's a little bit left to this story.
I think they're not gonna get back together.
Yeah.
Seems like he's not taking it well.
Yeah.
Not taking it well.
I mean, with how often she is replying, how often she like feels like she needs to like apologize for
I
this, she's clearly not getting much back, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like she was almost in the clear and then maybe went a little bit too ham and now
Yeah.
is no longer in the clear.
Now it's kind of like, ah.
Yeah, and that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
Maybe I'm being rude at this point, but does anyone else think that he's taken this too far? Or just me? I don't know if I'm being cruel, so please let me know if I am. But not talking to me for almost 2 days over something that was genuinely an accident and that I have done everything in my power to make up for seems a little harsh.
He's ghosting you.
Yeah. Is this deserved and I'm just being cruel? Or is he taking it too far? Please be honest with me because I genuinely don't know how to feel or what to do. I'm the kind of person who believes if you can go an entire day without talking to me, then you clearly do not like me. At this point, that's the message I'm receiving. Do you all agree or think that this is deserved? I think, I don't know if I don't think it's deserved. I do think that he's maybe over this relationship.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like, you know when you're like just started dating
Yeah.
someone,
And
you
then you
don't
get
even
the
love them
ick.
yet, and then they drop your dog. It just kind of like ruins the vibe a
It
little
just
bit.
ruins the
Ruins
vibe.
the way- I don't know. I just think that, the vibe was just off, I think. I think his vibe was off
Yeah.
from like not talking to her.
He forced you to hold that dog.
Yeah.
No, don't forget. He forced
Against-
that dog
It's
on
on
you.
him.
This
Against-
is entrapment, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Against your will and
Yeah.
his will.
Yeah, that
Like-
dog did not want it.
Yeah, like sorry you dropped him, but who was the one that was making him be held when he knew that he didn't even like to be held?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think he's in the wrong too.
Your Honor, I
He's-
rest my case. I rest my case and that dog.
My boyfriend got another girl pregnant after he asked for a break.
That's not a break.
I met my ex-boyfriend about 2 years ago at a time in my life that I wasn't expecting nor seeking out a serious relationship. I had ended a 6-year relationship about 8 months beforehand, and I was perfectly content having fun being single for a while, but alas, he came out of nowhere and completely stole my heart.
Aw.
By the way, this comes from Painted Warrior, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, we fell in love almost immediately, and from the first day we spent together, we were inseparable, and our friends called us Bonnie and Clyde. We ate together, slept together, worked out together, everything. We made plans. We wanted to finish school and get married, have kids, the whole thing. Our relationship was passionate, to say the least, but towards the end, it got hard. He seemed distant and frustrated all the time. He'd break plans at the last minute to go out with his friends instead. I sat him down about 2 weeks before he left me and asked him to come clean about what was going on. He told me that he was feeling lost and depressed, worried about school, sick of his family, and terrified of failing, and it was distracting him from our relationship and even making him resent me because I was not facing those issues.
He's like, you're doing too well.
Doing too well, dude.
It's bothering me.
I genuinely believe that he was depressed. He had lost weight, wasn't working out regularly, and was constantly complaining of getting no sleep. The way that he was handling his own personal issues was affecting our relationship hugely. But after this talk, I thought surely things would improve. 2 weeks later, on a Friday, he called me to let me know that he had been going out that night with an old friend for some drinks. I hadn't seen him in about 4 days, so I was obviously upset that his rare free time wasn't being spent with me. But in the end, I told him to just do what he wanted and to have fun. About an hour later, he called and said that we needed to talk. I told him that if he wanted to talk, he had to do it now, and I wasn't going to wait until morning, because he had suggested going to breakfast, planning to dump me over some pancakes.
Messed up.
He
Were they
said,
good pancakes?
well, they better be.
They better have been good pancakes. That's all I'm saying.
He said that he was unhappy, that all he wanted to do was go out and drink and have fun, and that he just needed some time. Of course, I sobbed and begged for him to change his mind and reconsider. He said he loved me like crazy, but needed some time to sort out his problems with the additional stress of a committed, serious relationship. About 5 months passed, and even though we were not together, we talked almost every day. What? We ran into each other at the gym and the bar, always hugging each other tight. One night, he even showed up wasted at 2 a.m. and spent the night claiming that he couldn't sleep without me.
Girl,
I don't trust this man.
girl, don't let him get away with this.
Yeah.
Come on.
We celebrated Christmas and each other's birthdays together, getting each other presents and cards. He texted me at midnight on Valentine's Day because he wanted to be the first one to say Happy Valentine's.
Girl, save yourself.
Yet he doesn't want to be in a relationship.
He doesn't want to be in a relationship with you,
Yeah,
and he is stringing you along.
He's just keeping you there as like a default. Like,
Yes.
oh, I know I have someone there who cares about me. I just want to look for other people while I'm at it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Don't be his default.
Yeah, the first one to say Happy Valentine's. That's what you say on your birthday.
Yeah.
Not like
Not Valentine's Day.
you usually
For
don't
someone you're
have
not
like a ton of
dating.
Valentines, and you to be the first one. Come on. He'd comment on my butt at the gym, tell me that I was the prettiest girl there, and he apologized for hurting me, told me I was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yikes.
Well, then he would be with you.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had hoped that things would work out, and I realized that maybe we didn't need to rush getting back together. He had kept me close this long, so that he was still madly in love with me, but he needed to worry about himself.
Girl, he's just not that into you.
Yeah. Then I found out. 2 short weeks after he had dumped me, he had a one-night stand with a girl at a bar and got her pregnant. He has known about it since November and kept it a secret from everyone, including me. I was devastated. What the F was he thinking, keeping me close while planning to be a father? He cried when he told me, said that he effed up, that he ruined everything, and asked me to never forgive him. I wish we could curse on this stream, but I did forgive him though.
Why?
After I got over the initial anger of feeling incredibly betrayed, he had told me about a month beforehand that he hadn't been with anyone else. And then the immense sadness that followed, I realized that I still wanted to be with him. I wanted to share the experience with him and help him along the way.
No,
If he
you
had
don't.
had a child when we met, it wouldn't have made a difference. So why would it make a difference now?
Girl, he's trying to get you to raise his child. You're not in a relationship with him.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be in a relationship with you.
Yeah, like I think everything that you just said is why it should make a difference now. Like if you started dating while he was co-parenting with someone, sure,
Totally different.
go ahead. But if he lied to you about sleeping with another person while you guys were on a break and yet kept you along for 5 months saying that, oh no, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, but I am madly in love with you.
Girl,
Also, by the way, another woman is 5 months pregnant with my child.
literally just like imagine that you are your friend. Imagine that your friend comes to you and says,
Yeah.
oh my God, this guy that I'm not dating and tells me he doesn't want to date me, but I've like been hooking up with him for a while. He just told me that he's pregnant. He got another girl pregnant.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to help him raise the kid, but he still doesn't want to be in a relationship with me. What would you
But-
say to that girl?
Yeah.
I hope to God you say, what? Don't do that.
What? Yeah,
What?
don't freaking do that. Sure, he would have new responsibilities, but I told him that I would never ask him to abandon them or the child's mother. You just need to abandon him, OP.
Yeah.
I wanted to know her too. I wanted to be there when he met his baby and fell in love with her. I told him all of this, poured my heart out, and made promises. I told him that I was still holding him to all the promises that he had made me. Girl, he's already broken them.
Yup.
Leave him behind. But now he won't even talk to me. He claims he still doesn't know what to say and that he's so confused. He said that he expected me to just walk out of his life, and when I didn't, he was incredibly surprised.
He's like, all of the other girls that I've completely screwed over left me, but you're dumb enough to stay.
Yeah.
That's like interesting.
I'm just such a terrible boyfriend. You should never forgive me. But the fact that you stayed is just like, fall in love with you all
still don't want
over
to date
again.
you, but wow.
But wow, that's
Warms my heart.
so cool that I can do that to you and you'll forgive me.
Wow.
At this point, I'm simply not willing to give up on what we had because of a mistake. Crap happens.
You don't
We're
have
human.
anything.
I'm not an angel either. How can he not be willing to accept what I'm offering?
Girl.
He said leaving me was his biggest regret. How can he not accept the opportunity to undo that? How can he just walk away from me again? He said, how do I explain to my child that when we were on a break, I got someone else pregnant? How can he give himself a life sentence of never being with the person that he loves? I feel so lost without him. When I say that I need him, it's an understatement. I'm willing to do this with him as a team, like he always said we were. And we do have an update, but she's lost, man.
She's lost her mental
manipulated.
clarity.
And she's Delulu.
This guy hot?
She's caught up in his lies
Is
and
he
his
famous?
promises of
Yeah.
love. She's lonely.
She's lonely.
That's what it is.
She's lonely. Like, girl, read this over and imagine it's not you.
Yeah.
Please.
We do have an update. Let's see what happens. First of all, thank you to everyone for the advice, as hard as it is to hear. I appreciate so much that people took the time to read my story and weigh in on what I should do. Really, to be honest, no one has said anything that I didn't already subconsciously understand or know I should do. Few things. Part of the reason I chose to forgive him is that is what I was taught to do. If I don't forgive him for what he's done to me, I'll forever hold a grudge against him, stopping me from moving on with my life.
Girl, you can't move on right now.
Someone asked about his relationship with the other woman, and I know very little about it, really. One of the first things my ex told me when he was explaining himself was that really she didn't mean much to him, and if she hadn't called him up and said that she was pregnant, he may have never seen her again.
Girl, you don't mean much to him.
Yeah, so I do agree that it's not very likely that this pregnancy resulted from a one-night stand, although we all know it is possible. What? So I have also concluded that this went on for a while. Okay, yeah. I'm sure that there's a lot I don't know at this point, which might be why I'm so hesitant to initiate letting go. Interesting. He's like,
I have to go undercover to figure out
Yeah.
the extent of this relationship.
I'm sure there's a valid reason for him knocking her up and lying to me about it. I just don't know it yet.
Maybe she threatened him to release government secrets.
Yeah.
And he had to do it for country. For
Right.
queen and country.
I just have to hold on until this makes sense because it doesn't right now.
Girl.
This is
Therapy,
crazy.
Please.
I hate loose ends and unanswered questions, so I've berated him with calls and texts.
No.
We spoke earlier today. He called me a few hours after I wrote this post and suggested that we sit down and talk in the next few days. I'm willing to do so, but really it's to tie up some loose ends.
Girl, I don't mean to be harsh.
Yeah.
I love you. I'm embarrassed for you.
It's hard. This is hard, man. It's hard to listen to.
It's hard because it's really sad.
Yeah. Not one single person who commented on this post said anything along the lines of love conquers all, or I see where you're coming from, or he's worth it. Not one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take that as a sign, OP, please.
Girl.
Even though I initially told myself that I wouldn't let random Redditors affect my ultimate decision, it's hard to ignore what I obviously have to do. I have a lot going for me. I'm in my 20s, about to finish my master's degree, and I have a lot of friends who I love very much.
I'm going to assume that she is probably in the range of 24 to 26.
Yeah. I think so. Being able to see the value in those things instead of a broken relationship is a big realization. A lot of people also ask for me to look at the situation more logically, imagine it happened from an outsider's perspective, etc., and that helped too.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
That's what I said.
Obviously, there are a ton of details that I did not include for brevity's sake, and really the only person who completely understands the situation is me.
Well,
but
I don't think you understand it at all, actually.
Yeah.
I think everyone else understands it. I don't
You know
think
what
you know what's
happened,
going on.
but
You know all the details.
Yeah.
You don't understand the situation.
But being able to see a clear consensus in a matter of hours from complete unrelated strangers to let go and move on has turned a lot of what I thought I wanted upside down. And by the way, you can turn around and go to iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever your favorite podcast app is, and search OK Storytime, because you're going to find full episodes with more stories just like this one.
Yes, you are.
Get on over there. But there's a little bit more to the story.
I've said all I needed to say.
Yeah, I think we should just jump right into it.
I think so too.
I could agonize for days over some of the questions. When did it happen exactly? Was I sitting at home crying while he was out effing? What could have been? But I simply don't want to anymore. I want to desperately move on. I don't want anyone to think that I don't want to move forward from this. Right now, it's a matter of finding the strength to do the dirty work and ignore his calls, block his numbers, whatever. I think I'm just dreading that so much that it stopped me from seeing the situation for what it really is. Regardless, thank you. Well,
welcome.
I'm freaking glad this girl is out of there, man.
Yeah, like
Get out of there.
shocking that it took literally every Reddit comment saying, leave him, leave
Yeah.
him, leave him, leave him.
She was like, no one's saying that I should stay.
See, he's the one.
Like, maybe you guys are on to something.
Wrong.
And it's true. You are wrong.
It's true.
That's okay.
You are.
You
And I
know,
hope
it's
you've learned.
It's a hard pill to swallow, but you got it, girl. You got it.
I hate my best friend, but I'm gonna be your bridesmaid.
Don't do that.
I met my best friend 10 years ago when we were 16. I didn't like her at first, but she saw me laughing and decided she was going to be my friend. And so she would constantly make conversation until I couldn't ignore her, and we became best friends. We were both outsiders, with us moving from different schools at around the same time, so we never had other friends but each other in our final years of school. As we have grown up, we kept our friendship and remained close. By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, about 4 years ago, I met this boy named Jacob. He was my first boyfriend. I've never been pretty, so he was the first guy to show me attention outside of hookups. He took me on my first proper date. We started to plan moving in together. Whoa. Dang. And discussing our future, I was truly happy. But then after a year, he said words that made my stomach drop.
Uh-oh.
He asked me if I would mind if he started dating my best friend.
What? While they are dating?
What?
That's
babe.
so insane.
If you
I knew
don't
you were gonna
mind,
do that.
Could I go date your best friend?
No. But you also can't date me anymore.
Yeah.
Boom.
Bye.
That's what you gotta say.
I could tell you the exact details of that day. I had just finished work. I had a really good day because my favorite dog had come in and I was on my way back.
Cute.
My phone rang in the car and Jacob said he wanted to talk. He told me he had been talking to my best friend for a while and that he fell in love with her and wanted to know if it was okay to start dating her. No. She also felt the same way about him.
Oh.
That's not your best friend or your boyfriend, actually. She also
Wow.
felt the same way about him, but said he had to get my permission before they took things further out of respect. That's not respect. No.
What?
No.
What? What is this?
No.
And by the title, I don't like where this is going.
No. Sophie, my best friend, has always been the pretty one, which has never been an issue. Of course she's beautiful. I tell her that all the time. I packed Jacob's things out of my house and handed them to him with a smile and congratulated them. It wasn't until the next day I even cried or got angry. But ever since, the resentment has been building. It isn't like a I hate this bee kind of resentment. I'm still her friend, but it's like I can't be with her for longer than a few hours or everything she does start to annoy me. Girl, this is your fault.
What
This is your
is
fault.
happening here?
When someone says, I want to steal your boyfriend, and your boyfriend says, I want to date your best friend, you say, you guys suck, bye. That's what you
Yeah.
say. I'm still her friend, but it's like I can't be with her for longer than a few hours or everything she does starts to annoy me. Why does she look at her phone so much? Why does she expect me to buy her so much? Why is everything she says only about her? Why does she talk over everyone, you know? Just those tiny things you used to ignore become unbearable, so I have to make an excuse and go. Well, now 3 years after the breakup, they're married, and she wants me to be her bridesmaid. You're dumb.
This is crazy.
You're dumb.
Ah, man.
Why is everyone in these stories stupid? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're dumb. I don't mean to be harsh, but you are. I don't want to say yes, then don't. The thought makes me feel sick, then don't do it. I hate my best friend so much I don't want to be a part of her wedding, but I know I'll say yes. You're dumb. Because if I say no, it will make her unhappy and I'd become the bad guy. No one would think that you are the bad guy. Your boyfriend and your best friend cheated on you together. You don't have to go to their wedding. Oh, man. So I'll be the head bridesmaid whose one and only boyfriend left her for the bride. And I'll smile and act happy. Maybe the universe will have mercy and have a truck run me over on the way to the rehearsal dinner or something.
Okay. They're just going to have you there so they can point and laugh at you. Ha 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 ha. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
they're
what are you
gonna
going to do? Are they going to have you do a speech and you're going to be like, when I started dating, I'm going to name him Brad. When I started dating Brad 3 years ago, I knew that my best friend, Sherry, would love him.
That would be so perfect.
Yeah.
Just totally
Call
in
him out.
your maid of honor speech, just totally call him out and be like, I knew that they would be perfect together when I was dating him and he asked if he could date her when we were still freaking together.
And I waited 3 years to tell this story.
Yeah. I'm so happy that they finally found each other while I was in a relationship with him and they were secretly emotionally cheating behind my back. I'm so happy for them.
Update. So I will not be saying yes or no. I think I'm just going to ghost them.
What?
I mean,
Well,
sure.
Sure.
Go
Honestly,
ahead.
it's better than your first option.
Whatever.
You have the right to be angry and say no and explain yourself
She
too.
just
Honestly,
can't.
if the option is yes or ghost them. I'm moving states anyway, and I can move up the date from mid next year to February if I want. I know they will talk crap about me behind my back, but I don't care anymore. I won't be able to hear it. I'll be a 3-hour plane ride away. I will also block them on everything. They also don't know I'm moving because they never asked or care. Are we shocked that they don't care about you? Because if I don't say no to being bridesmaid, she will assume yes. And so she will be planning as if involved, even if I don't join in.
Sure. Then you go and you have that expensive food and cake and then you dip. I'm only here for the food.
Minor update. I spoke to my boss at my new job about moving up the date of my move to early next year. And they said I can move the date up to late November if I want because of the December rush, they will need an extra pair of hands. So I will be gone by the end of the year. I have 2 months to go house hunting and get my stuff down south. Wish me luck. Comments. We've been waiting for these the whole time.
No, we have the
from when we
content.
accidentally started.
Yeah.
We needed that content to understand why these comments are about to rip into her.
Absolutely.
Comment 1. Babe, she should have never talked to your boyfriend. And she should have never asked you if it was okay to date him. That's so effed. A real friend would never do that, especially while you were actively dating him. Comment 2. If I say no, then it'd make her unhappy and then I'd be the bad guy. So be the bad guy. There's nothing wrong with doing what you want for yourself if that makes you the bad guy. F it. You're the bad guy. What are they going to do? Hold you at gunpoint to be embarrassed at the wedding? Not go through with the wedding? Not talk to you anymore? You don't seem to like her much as it is anymore. Opie says, fine, but if they hold me at pew-pew point, you're going to feel real guilty.
Real guilty.
For real, though, I know what I have to do, but it's like, when you just don't want to deal with the fallout. You've been dealing with the fallout for 3 years. The fallout is that your ex-boyfriend and your ex-friend are getting married.
Everything has already fallen.
The message is about dragging of your name through the mud and the anger. It's just so tiring just to think about it. Comment 3
He's
says,
learning.
what the heck? Stop being a doormat. Dump her and block her butt. Tell her, heck no, you will not be in or at her wedding because she's a selfish, self-centered witch. And you have zero desire to even be her friend anymore. And she expects you to buy her crap. She has clearly been using and bullying you through this whole relationship, so stop putting up with it. There is an update, folks. It's been a while since I made the post, so I thought I would update you as Sophie now knows I don't like her. She didn't know.
Oh, good.
I went to a dinner with me, her sister, and another girl I don't know, Allison. The dinner was fine. I didn't really say much because I have been really stressed with work and moving. I've been flying in and out of the state trying to sort things out, and my dogs are staying at my mom's house, but one of them just got sick. Basically, I am dealing with enough. At the dinner, Sophie brings up me and my ex and how I brought them together. No. No.
You are sorely mistaken, Allison.
And I smiled at first and laughed it off because I didn't want to make a big deal out of anything. Allison said in passing she finds it weird that I haven't dated anyone since. I again didn't say anything because I'm not hung up on him. I'm just not interested in anyone. I have my own busy life, and the thought of coming home from work after spending all day pleasing clients and worrying about another person makes me feel drained. Sophie made a joke about how I'm secretly in love with her fiance and I'm going to ruin the wedding. And everyone laughed. I just said, I'm not going to go. It was like all emotions just turned
There you
off.
go.
And I couldn't even be angry.
Go ahead.
I didn't care how any of them felt anymore. I said, I'm not going and I'm moving. So she won't see me anymore. I told her how awful she was and then left.
All right. Finally.
Wow. It only took forever.
Yeah.
After that, I got flooded with calls and texts from her asking me what was wrong with me, but I just don't care. I went to work and told them I'm taking my leave, which I was going to get paid out. And now I'm not working. I'm staying with my aunt in the state I'm moving to. And I move into my house next week. My dogs join me in 2 weeks. And yeah. But you can join us to listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search a Poke Storytime. But folks, there's a little bit left to this story. Do you have any final thoughts?
I am really glad that she stood up for herself because I was going to commit an act of violence.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad
I was gonna commit an act of violence.
I was going to start to be violent, and I'm really glad that I don't have to do that anymore. So
Sorry.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that, OP, because oh man.
Oh man.
oh boy.
There's a
Oh boy.
teensy bit left to the story. So we're gonna hit it.
Let's do it.
It's not a huge story. I think I'm emotionally burnt out. I reckon you are. It feels like all this anger built up and then like a sparkler just ended. I don't even want to think about them anymore. I just want to move on and pretend the chapter of my life never existed. So F you, Sophie. I hope your cake is salt in it instead of sugar, and I hope you spill red wine on your white dress.
Get her, OP.
Get her. Comment 1. What's gross is how Sophie knew she effed up everything and was poking the bear, you, about the situation.
Yeah.
She should have just kept her mouth shut. I'm glad you got out and we'll be free of them both. Comment 2 says, I hope a year from now, Jacob calls her and tells her they need to talk because he's been talking to Allison and he's in love with her and would like Sophie's permission to start dating her. Good for you, OP. Have a great life. You deserve it. Reply, Good one. When man marries the mistress, he creates a vacancy. Comment 3, save some resentment for the ex-boyfriend too. I'd hate to think you were still in love with a wiener who'd break up by asking to date your then friend. They deserve equal scorn, and you're going to find much better friends and romantic partners after you've moved. Opie says, I am angry at him too. It's just that we don't speak. So I can't really say much about him other than I hope he chokes on a grape. Opie
Yeah.
needs therapy.